This here is the 1940 documented to original title Seattle, King County, Washington Sheriff's bike. Now, as we've shown you through invoices, they could order whatever color they want. You know, they didn't have to get police silver, they didn't have to get gray, they want whatever they want, they got it, especially pre-war. You want to pay me? Harley says, we'll build it for you. Now this is what we would consider a civilian deluxe. It's got lots of extra chrome on it. Chrome dash, headlight, got fender tips, it's got the chevrons on it here. It's got the chevrons in the back here. Tip in the back here, chrome taillight, chrome exhaust, chrome toolbox cover, 16-inch wheels, which was an extra, as you saw in the invoices, with another $3.75 to get a 16. And if you look closely on this rear leg, it appears to be a little bit curved. So they were having a little bit of handling problems of this and that in the 40s when they went to the 16s. And now I think about it, that rear leg is curved just like a 38. That's pretty wild. That's the only 40 I know of like that. Well, nobody knows all the 40s. They were changing this up and changing that up. The first 40s had this dent in the top rail here to try and correct handling problems because they went to the 16s, created all kinds of handling problems. I've never pulled the tanks off this bike, so I couldn't tell you whether it's got that or not. I've never had the dash off. What I have done is put gas and oil in it and rode it. I put a good 1,000 miles on it until it started smoking, and I parked it. It is well worn, well used. It's never been apart as far as we know. As far as we know, this is the original mileage right there. Now, the history of this bike is Eddie, the sheriff, who is on the original title. It was his personal wheel. This is a blue here. It's the only blue one I've ever seen. These are red little beauties here. They were in Harley's catalog. They were in Nation Built's catalog. A lot of different catalogs sold these. They had different markings. Some had Firefly on the back. Lots of different ones with the same basic type light. Bought it new. Now the rumor is he took a civilian bike and copperized it to his own liking. But as we saw in the invoices, he could have ordered it specifically, okay, as a cop and got his cop discount, which I'm sure he did because that was $100 off. That was a lot of money, and he was just a local county sheriff, so he didn't make very good money. And he ordered it like that. Now there's some obvious changes over time. He used this bike. He rode it. It was a service bike. We got a plane overhead, so you have to excuse the little burning in the sky. Now, I've got pictures of this bike in the 40s, and I can date it to the 40s because this scarring here would be from a speedball badge that got mounted at one time. It's on both sides of the tank. See, it had another badge. I'm calling it a speedball badge. It appears to be a speedball badge. What it was, we'll never know for sure because I don't have any pictures of it. But somebody had another badge on it one time, and Eddie had this bike till somewhere between 73 and 75. So therefore, yeah, it was Eddie that did it. And I've got pictures of this bike with no scarring on the tank. So that places it in the 40s because that longer style badge, whatever it was, they didn't make a longer style badge of anything, aftermarket or anything that I know of, until the speedball badge came out, which would be 1947. So we can definitely date the photos to the 40s, and as you can see, we have the exact same type of paint and striping on the tanks and the rear fender. We have gray primer on the tanks, brown primer on the rear fender, and we have gray primer, if we look carefully, on this front fender with the same striping. See the gray primer right here? So between 38 and 41, Harley was bouncing around between gray and black primer. Supply issues, trying different things, don't know, it's lost to history. So this bike here as far as we know, has never been apart. And as far as we know, the 47 Knucklehead mud dauber, the early 47, has never been apart. Now, if you look carefully, we don't have any casting marks on this 40 cylinders here. This is an EL, and so is mud dauber. It's an EL, and no casting marks. So what that tells me is Harley Davidson used different foundries for their cylinders. Now, if I saw that today, I'd be like, oh, aftermarket cylinders, but not from way back then, because mud dauber, the Harley dealer I got it from, got that bike in the late 70s. Well, there wasn't no aftermarket knuckle cylinders in the 70s, buddies. Didn't happen. So those are Harley cylinders. Same with this bike. This bike got found, or shall we say, became known somewhere between 73 and 75. The exact date, nobody remembers. You know, Irv Smith, who's I talked to about 2 years ago, found the bike because his employee come over to his place and said, hey, my mom's got this old knucklehead for sale, you want to buy it? And he goes, yeah. And he bought it for $750, which was an unheard of amount of money at that time. It was, oh my God, the average knucklehead was 500 bucks. But he liked the history. Now you have to understand, we've got articles in the paper, we have photos, we have the original title, we have lots and lots of photos, a huge photo album on this bike, a massive amount of documentation. As far as I'm aware, there is not a better documented original paint pre-war police knucklehead anywhere. I've never found one, I've never heard of one. All my Japanese customers who've come over, I've never heard of one. The land of original paint knuckleheads, Japan, seems to have never heard of a better documented pre-war original paint police knucklehead. So that goes a long ways. Now, it was a ridden bike. This didn't happen in 1940. So he broke it and replaced it. Okay? And as I showed you, that didn't happen until after the war, because my 42 don't have that. Or at least right before America's entry into the war. So somewhere while he was still riding it, he, you know, wow, he used the bike. He broke it and replaced it. Big deal. It's got some other updates. The stainless little covers here, well, that didn't happen till 49. That didn't happen till 49. So what? It's a used ridden motorcycle. This is how Eddie parked it. You follow me? This is how Eddie rode it. This is how Eddie parked it. And the only thing I've done to it besides that is the seat I got it with had no fringes. They were all gone, and the whole thing was about ready to lift off. So this is a new old stock seat that I found for the bike. It was not cheap, very expensive, but it's correct for the bike. This is how it would have come. And if I ever get lucky enough to pull this down to the bare frame, I'll try and blend in as much as I can any better items that will fit better with the bike and still keep it correct. For example, somebody that's had this huge windshield up here, which we still have, which I'm going to post the other links to other pictures and videos we have of this bike. If you just page down the description page, you have access to them. Somebody dropped the winter windshield onto the headlight. So if I get a better shell, obviously I'm going to put that on. And if I get a better one of these, obviously I'm going to put this on. And if I get a better tip, obviously I'm going to put that on. But it's got to blend in like it was never replaced. It's got to look right. That's hard to do today. So we'll see what we see. But it's parked until I go through a few other bikes and get them running and rebuilt and cleaned up. And until then, so we're going to do a huge photo show of this bike as it sits today. And we're going to drop the belly pan and take photos and videos of the belly pan drop and see what we got down there. And you know, most importantly, this is how Eddie parked it. This is a documented police history, amazing amount of history. I even got the police uniform for this bike. Amazing amount of history on this bike. Just amazing amount of history. So make sure you page down and get the other pictures and videos of this machine. So I'm not going to put the winter windshield back on, and the mannequin was rough, so I tossed that, but I still got all the uniform and all that. I even got his ticket book. So I've got nearly everything he had. I don't have the leather binder for the ticket book, which would have been mounted right here, and is corroded and got destroyed. I no longer have the billy club here, because I was at Mike Terry's place, and I get a little hypoglycemic if I don't eat. We went out to lunch, and being hypoglycemic and kind of fuzzy-headed, all my bikes were just having issues that day, so I unloaded it out of the van. We rode it over there to have lunch, and he riding just a panhead, and me being out of energy and stupid, we eat lunch out of sight of the bikes. And then when I get back to his place, being hypoglycemic, now I gotta lay down. And so I walked off and left the bike sitting in front of his place. Well, he's, you know, he was on the shore in a nice high-end neighborhood, but somewhere between lunch and sitting out in front of his place, somebody stole my billy club. Every other time I ever had this bike out, man, I watched this bike like a hawk, except for that one time. And sure enough, they stole the stupid ass billy club. So I'm so fucking pissed. I haven't been able to find another one yet. But anyhow, so that's that. So I do not have the billy club. I did not have the fire extinguisher. So this here is the fire extinguisher I replaced it with. It did not come to me with a fire extinguisher. I do not have the man's gun. He had a 45. So supposedly the family kept the gun. I don't know. Somebody kept the gun. It didn't come to me. And when it was found, according to Irv, it had a whole bunch of spare parts, including new old stock fenders. And nobody knows what happened to the parts of the fenders. New old stock wheels, new old stock fenders, this big massive pile of extra stuff. And all that stuff disappeared. So don't know what happened to it. Now, my motorcycles are living in this tin shack, as some of you might have noticed, and what that is causing is inner tube loss. It gets too hot, inner tubes blow up. So, and still, it has a flat in the front tire. And that's why I put the little stand over there, because I was going to pick it up to do this video and photo shoot, and the stand is in the way, so it's got a flat front tire. And it just doesn't hold there but a few minutes. But all the positive and negatives, whatever, this is an extremely documented motorcycle. Now what we have here is absolute proof positive that Harley Davidson repainted some of their sheet metal back in the day. We have a white underneath the ivory with proper gray primer underneath and proper gray primer between it. So I was talking with one of the other knuckle aficionados by the name of Brad, who has an incredible amount of knowledge, much respect for the man. And he said, well, we know that, you know, that they didn't prime when they two-tone stuff. I says, yes, that's correct. But I've got a living, breathing example that, yes, indeed, sometimes they did. And this is the living, breathing example. So it's a matter of who the painter was, you follow me? Who painted it? The same guy did not paint every Harley Davidson off the line. Didn't happen. And he had his idea of what the cool paint job was. The next guy had his idea, and they did whatever they wanted. As long as Harley got their paint and looked good, and the customer was happy, they didn't care. These caps here came off greeny. There's our tank there. So, it's original paint. It has amazing history. Here it is. I have never personally, in 32 years, had the honor of even seeing or touching or even a photo in someone's collection of another original paint pre-war police knucklehead. I've seen photos from back in the day. I've seen restored ones. I've seen, yeah, my bike I know was an ex-highway patrol bike when I got it and I restored it or chopped it or whatever I did with it back in the day. Lots of that. But another original paint, if any of you guys watching this, if you got one, do me the honor of sending me some photos of your bike and maybe even a video. I'd love to see it. And any documentation. That would just, you know, share back with me, guys. I'm sharing everything I got with the world. Share back with me. If you want it private, I won't say a thing. I won't even mention I've seen it. You know, if that's what you want. But let me have the honor of seeing your goodies too. I'm showing you everything I got. Drop it out. Let's see. Let's see the real. Don't hold back. Don't hold back. So somebody, Eddie, or had somebody, put this cool little extension on the rear chain guard, keep the oil off. You know, it's going to need some help. It really needs to come down to the bare frame, and unfortunately you lose all that crust and oil and grease and all that. But to me, that is riding hard a unmaintenanced bike, and perfect sense considering that Eddie was riding this thing in the winter in Seattle, in the land of snow and ice and rain. You know, rain, lots of rain. So he liked the idea his bike was oily, kept it from rotting out from underneath of him. But I live here in sunny Southern California, and today we would never take this bike on purpose out in the rain. So to rebuild it and have it reliable will require getting rid of all the grease and oil and grime, unfortunately. But I enjoyed it. I had 1,000 miles on it when I was riding it. And I mean, this bike is fucking amazing. I'm kicking it over, going, oh wow, I got gas and a carb. Let's check for spark. And God, I wish I had a video of it going. I had no idea. I'm just kicking it over by hand, checking for spark, and the thing fires up on me accidentally. It starts idling. I about fucking died. Wolfie comes running out of the kitchen. Oh my God, it runs! I couldn't cause that if I tried. If you paid me money, it was just amazing. So this bike has heart, man. As worn as it is, and I'm in the middle of nowhere, getting lost on the LA chapter run. And for those who don't know, I founded the LA chapter because of tiffs with the AMCA National. That was me. That's why we have an LA chapter. So Craig Taylor runs it. I gave it to him in 2000 because I couldn't deal with it. I had mansions, I had bills, and I didn't have the time. And he's been, thank God, taking care of it as his personal child since 2000. But I started it. I put a lot of time and money into it. But anyhow, they have a national run, and Craig calls me up and says, you ain't signed up for the run. He says, how the fuck am I supposed to do that? I'm not a member of the AMCA. I'm banned, remember? He says, I don't care. You're in. I said, oh, okay, I'm coming. And this is what I brought. And one of the guys, I pull it out, and he says, what'd you do? You brought that to show or to ride? I says, I'm going to ride it. He says, well, how far are you going? I says, I'm going to go till it breaks down. He says, huh? He says, yeah. It goes the whole run, no problem, no lick, no muss, no fuss. And I get lost, of course. I get lost on every road run. And I'm going around and around in the mountains in the middle of freaking nowhere, and this bike goes boopity 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 boopity, takes me all the way there and all the way home. Just beautiful. And of course I'm eating lunch, watching the bike like a hawk. And John Von Carvalho says, well, I guess, you know, somebody might steal the billy club if you weren't watching it. And the second I don't watch the fucking thing, somebody stole the billy club. So whoever you are got my billy club, your world's gonna end, pal. You don't steal stuff off a motorcycle like this. That's bad karma. That's bad karma. Eddie's ghost will come and get you. So I've never seen another one of these in ivory before. Isn't that cool? That's so neat. So you can tell it's the original dash. You got ivory paint right here. Hello, how much more proof you want that this is the original dash, besides the invoices I showed that you could get the chrome, blah, blah, blah. That's the ivory right there. That's the ivory right there. Hello. That's the right dash for it. So, anyhow, I'm going to stop this little video here. Make sure you watch the picture show and see all the documentation and everything we have on this beautiful, rare, exceptional motorcycle. We'll see you guys in the next video.